Hey guys, my name is Grant. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. High five, you're no longer a stranger anymore. And smash that like button if you are a subscriber. It means a lot to me. You know how much of a difference it makes. If you're new here and if you watch this video and you like it, hey, maybe consider smashing the subscribe button. It means a lot. This is a little bit untraditional for the kind of stuff that I usually do. I don't generally do vlogs and stuff in front of the camera like this, only on very rare occasions. And when I've got something that I want to say or feel like I need to say. And I actually want to talk to you about something that's very close to my heart, and that is video games. I know that's what the predominant thing on my channel is, but there's a side of video games that you might not have seen in my Draw My Life video, or I get really hyped about video games. I get super passionate about them. They are a incredible force in my life and have molded and shaped who I am, like integrally. So let me tell you a little bit about where I come from. I started playing video games when I was like 5 or 6 on my dad's old computer, and then grew up through most of the consoles that we could afford. You know, video games are expensive. And what we could afford to play at any given time of the history of me growing up. But my career in video games only started when I was about 22-ish. And I was working at a cartoon show. I was storyboarding, which was a load of fun. It was a really cool job. But I used to run around the office and just get really excited about games. I was going on about Rainbow Six Vegas. One of the producers for one of the live shows called Hectic 99, which I still host on, it's on SABC2. They were like, we need somebody that's super excited about video games to talk about video games. And I was the one that was rolling around in my wheelie chair and telling everybody how cool certain games were that I grew up with, and they saw how excited I was. So that's how I got my first job in video games. I did it because I got a free game out of it, and I, was excited about games. I could just be myself and be like super happy about stuff that I was playing, or I would be playing, which is very rare. But it didn't really pay the bills. So I carried on storyboarding, and I ended up art directing for some creative stuff, but my heart was trying to find a job that was in video games. So I ended up going to an online video platform called Zoopy. They were like, it's crazy now, but they were trying to be the competitor to YouTube. But it was a really cool space for me because I started to learn about how online video worked and how I could create certain kinds of videos. And we had a green screen and a widescreen studio and really cool computers and cameras at our disposal to make cool stuff. So that was a huge and exciting part of my life. I was getting to play and make videos every single day, about four videos a week on games, on my favorite games, and work out content for the first time. It was exciting for the games, but it was also exciting because Let's Plays were starting to become a thing, and we were doing Let's Plays, and that means that people were learning this new medium, right? Like it's hard to express how cool that was. Very few people understood how powerful that space was, and I just felt like I was on the inside lane in a weird way. Even though it wasn't on YouTube, it just, at the time, it felt like I was on the inside lane. This was like a new thing that was coming up. Zoopy ended up falling away because of a lot of reasons. YouTube kind of picked up and became the thing, and we couldn't compete anymore. From then, I went into some social media stuff, which I didn't like, but ended up on television again. And I kind of dropped everything to do video games on TV and just freelance in gaming, because that was my passion. That's what I was like super excited about. That was like 5 years ago now. It was a long time ago. And then I started doing a lot of work on a show called Espresso. It's a breakfast show on South African TV. It's like Good Morning America for South Africa. And I focused strictly on games and technology. And I did that for like 4 years. I did some work on other TV stations here, like ETV with Tech Report, all focusing on games. But my heart kind of longed for what was happening at Zoopy, where I had like this freedom to create new content that had never really been made before, or at least I felt like it, and not this traditional TV stuff that people may or may not be watching. You don't know, like there's no view counter on a television show. It's what people, those numbers that you get at the end of the month, but they with SABC tell you is being watched, and you might see people tweet you as a result, but often people don't, and like it's you don't get that feedback, and I kind of rely on that feedback, and it's why I do my best when you guys comment. I try to comment back to respond to every single one, because that feedback means a lot to me. It means that like either I'm doing something right, or I could improve on something, or you're either angry about something. I try to take those comments with a pinch of salt and a sense of humor. That's good advice. So TV kind of distressed me in that way. It wasn't exactly what I was looking for. Only about last year, I started the channel quite seriously. And some of you might know that from my 9,000 subs video that I did. And we're on our way to 10,000 subs. It's like, it's happening so quickly, like it's hard to juggle or find out what you know, to keep track of what's happening. And it's all thanks to you guys that are sharing this video, that are commenting and liking and getting involved. You make this channel what it is, and you make it like flourish. There are a ton of really cool local like YouTubers that are coming up and popping up and doing some really cool things, and it's cool to see that this industry is growing. It might not seem like it, but it was a huge risk at the time, because not many people here in South Africa understand YouTube. If you're from overseas, you might notice that there are YouTubers on the side of your London buses or billboards in New York. Which I've seen for myself. So like YouTube is obviously really prolific there, or at least in the public sphere. Whereas here it's kind of squashed, and it's squashed by traditional media. So like magazines and television don't really want YouTube to succeed because they're direct competitors. Starting a year ago, ditching television and trying to get people to understand that what you're doing is like the right thing to do was hard. It was difficult. Not many people believed me, and to get people on board to start growing the channel was tough. But fortunately, it's coming along, and I've had the great fortune of having my long history in television help me present a camera and generate sponsorship for the show, because there are people that I've been working with for a decade and been doing work with closely, who see the potential in the channel and believe in what we're doing on the channel, which are helping support it. And they're promoting the videos and making sure that people get to see the content, and you guys are sharing it. And I've been very fortunate. Like it's you you have no idea. It just means the world to me. And now we're here in a new chapter that's kind of picking up steam in my career, just personally. You know, that's not television. It's my channel. It's not a magazine. It's my platform, and that's very scary, and it's very daunting, and it's tougher than it looks. It's tougher than it might seem to you guys when I put it across. But the exciting thing is that it's still about video games. It's still about the thing that I'm super passionate about, and I get to share it with you and get direct feedback and hear what you guys have to say and take suggestions and interact with you guys like one-on-one, essentially, in a way that I couldn't on other mediums. And I love that I can talk about games in the way that I want to talk about games. Everything that I've had sponsored on the channel always goes through a process where I go like, oh, that's what I want to do with the content. And if I can't do that, I turn those brands down, because that's a really important part of staying authentic and being real on this space, and just keeping my passion. You know, that's the thing that I had from day one in this industry, was just being passionate about games. And I'll do a separate video on exactly why I'm passionate about games, but I just want you to know a little bit about my background. And I've got to keep that passion alive and stay authentic. I've only, you know, it might seem like a lot to a lot of you guys who are starting YouTube now, like 10,000 subscribers. Wow, that's crazy. It's small. It's really small in the greater scheme of things. And we can make it bigger and build this thing, but I can't do anything that's disingenuous or that isn't authentic, because it's not, firstly, it's not good for the channel. It's not good for you guys. It's not good for me, because that's not who I am. And it's not going to grow anything. I see a lot of big YouTubers tweeting and making videos about authenticity and why people make content. And it's important for me for you guys to get to know who I am and know exactly what I stand for and where I'm coming from with stuff. I don't want to be mistaken for being disingenuous when I'm genuinely excited about games. If you know me, or if you've met me, or if you've had a conversation with me about video games, if you've been through my life and had my understanding of video games, you'd understand why I'm so excited about them. I will do another video that explains it, but for now, I just want you to know that in the best way that I can possibly do it. And that's kind of just doing a video like that. Like this. Video like this. Thank you so much for watching. If if you feel so inclined, please feel free to share this video and let other people know. I want to know why you guys are so passionate about video games, and if you feel the same way, and where did you find this channel? Like, where did you find me? I would like to know in the comments below. And if you can, please like this video. It really means a lot. It really helps the channel grow, and it just puts your stamp of approval on the stuff that I'm making. And yeah, it really means a lot to me. I need that feedback, man. I need that feedback. And as always, you know what to do. High five a stranger. Adios.